City Network.
And good evening, wrestling fans, and welcome to another Deathmatch Wrestle podcast. As my second guest of the evening tonight is Indy pro wrestler Cisco Silver. Let's see what he's up to and much, much more. Tune in. Let's talk wrestling right now. Tune in. While we're waiting, fans, for my caller to call in, just remember this weekend is Battle on the Border this Saturday night. As a huge lineup stacked card. And much more. And good evening, Cisco Silver. And how are you doing tonight, man?
Good. How are you guys?
Well, we guys, me, you, and the rest of the world and the social media is listening. How's that?
Nice.
You know. Getting into your car here.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my little brother has a tournament coming up, so he's a little bit overweight.
Right.
In amateur wrestling, you have to make some weight, and he's what we like to call an amateur, pretty fat right now.
Yeah. Well, we don't pick on the fat, you know that.
Yeah, he's at the lightest weight class too, which makes it even kind of funnier.
Yeah. But, yeah, man, I never did high school wrestling, you know, as a kid.
Lucky you.
Yeah, right. I never got thrown on the mat, okay? How's that?
Oh, man, it's one of the best times of the life.
No, I fell off a ladder. Does that count?
Yeah, we can put that in the same category.
All right. I took it to the extreme when I was young, okay? But, yeah, so what you got going on? What do you have? Any upcoming events or anything planned this week?
Yeah, this Saturday, actually, Battle on the Border in West Harrison, Ohio.
Mm-hmm. And you have a mystery opponent?
No, actually, I'm still up in the air on what I'm going to do. I mean, there's so many opportunities out there right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's
the battle
tag team tournament. There's a battle royal for the golden ticket, and the winner of the golden ticket gets a title shot of his choosing when he wants.
Right. Ooh, maybe you could go for that, right? I mean, that's what you want.
Yeah, it's just all up in the air. Like, there's just a lot of opportunities. I don't know which one I want to go after right now.
Yeah.
They all sound so tempting at this point.
Right. Who in the previous event? Who was your last opponent?
My last opponent at Bet on the Border was Atticus Kogard.
Okay. Awesome. How did you do on that show?
I talk about coming from the streets, but the one thing I forgot is you do whatever it takes to win, and that's what Atticus ended up doing, and you got the upper hand on that one.
Oh, the old sneak attack stuff. Yeah, that always happens. I know how it is.
Yeah, you got lucky with that one. We're gonna run it back though.
Vengeance pays backs. You know.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, man, I just got off the phone with Brian Pillman. He was ready for his title shot versus Chase Owens and Brandon Xavier. Man, I know. Is that like what do you think about it? Like looking up to a guy? You know, he probably influenced you too. I was just gonna say.
I don't know, man. It's weird. For that one, I'm gonna go with Brandon Xavier on that one.
Ooh, man. That's I guess he's the target for this show, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes with that target on your back, it just makes you perform that much better.
Yeah, but also Chase Owens. You don't think about that guy, right?
Yeah, you definitely can't count Chase out. I mean, Chase is grizzled, man. He's wrestled all over the world, so like he's been able to wrestle certain styles that can match these ones, and styles always make matchups for that matter.
And also, what about Brian Pillman Jr.?
Brian's tough. He's young, which he definitely has youth, and he should have the energy on his side.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of experience between Brandon and Chase. That's it's going to be hard to match.
Yeah, and you get to witness it live. I'm jealous.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know,
depending on what happens, I may be just waiting for the match to end, or I might just be sitting there with some popcorn and enjoying it.
There you go. Or you could do a run-in.
We never know.
You know, but what else you got going on? Any other shows coming up in the area as well?
Let me see. The following weekend, I'll be in Elyria, Ohio for Mega Championship Wrestling. Then the weekend after that, I am in Youngstown, Ohio for World Big Time Wrestling. Then Cleveland, Ohio the next day.
Oh man, you're everywhere.
Well, that's pretty much it until May because I'm expecting my first child.
Yeah.
And the due date is March 25th, and I'm kind of pushing it even with the Battle on the Border because it's so close to the due date that my wife can go at any time, but she was very understanding and she's letting me go to Battle on the Border, so like
right.
Shout out to her for that one.
Yeah,
that was her call.
Right. Well, big ups to you on that, and big congratulations. I can't wait to see the pictures when the child is born. You know.
Oh yeah, a beautiful baby girl, Ivy. She's gonna probably be just like her mother, so I am in trouble.
Yeah. Well, we know how girls are, but I don't have any. I have nephews and nieces. How's that?
That's what I had for years.
Yes. Yeah, but they're all smart, and you know what? They'll learn quick. They learn really young. You know, you'll be like, wow. You know, this day and age,
exactly.
Times have changed. I mean, I look at my nephews, and they're all doing sports, and they're in taekwondo, and they do football, and they do soccer, and they do, play piano. Come on, you got to be talented, you know.
Oh, piano's where it's at. You don't got to beat up your body too much.
No. Or be an actor like my nephew is, so, he's into the school acting, which is a good thing,
Nice.
Yeah. But as my niece, she's into the crafting and also cooking, so she has something to lead forward on her careers,
Oh, definitely. Cooking's big. Cooking's always going to be around, so she's definitely got a place in the market for that.
Oh yeah, she's always helping mom in the kitchen, So that's they plan out their meals ahead of time.
Nice. The meal preps, they work.
Yeah. So what was So, I want to say, what got you into wrestling?
Just as a kid, I mean, my dad was in jail when I was younger, and we really didn't have cable, so I didn't get to watch it all like that. But the first time I did, we went just to my uncle's house, and just that first time, I was stuck. I was drawn to it. And my mom, she had put my two older brothers in wrestling, and I didn't know what it was. I heard wrestling, and I'm thinking, okay, I want to do that. I know exactly what that is. So when they did sign me up, I go in there and I try to DDT kids, and I'm like, no, that's not what you're doing. So it was a little rough for me, but then I kind of picked up and got pretty good at amateur wrestling pretty quickly. But just, as a kid, I saw it, and I knew, like, oh, yeah, this is my thing. This is what I want to do.
And do you remember as a kid going to your first event? Independent or live event or wrestling, Mania or any of that crazy
I don't remember what the live event was. It was like a carnival show right by my house, like walking distance. I think I was 11 years old, and me, my brother, and my uncle, who was just like 17 or something, was like, hey, let's go walk to the show. So we walked and watched, and then we're walking home at like 1 a.m. Like, oh, that was cool. I want to do that. It's like just one of those little shows, and I was still so intrigued by it. I was like, oh, yeah, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, and then once you got older, you were able to go to other shows and see what it was like,
Oh, yeah, definitely. Even way better.
Yeah, like a house show, or you ever go to a TNA or WWE or any of those?
WWE, I went to a couple.
Which ones? Which ones have you been to?
Survivor Series. I can't even remember the year. I know it was when Randy Orton was the lone survivor after he beat Triple H at the end. He spun out. It was crazy because like I felt something was gonna happen. I was like, he's not gonna get hit with this watch. He's gonna reverse out of it and end this right here. And like me and my stepdad had bet 20 push-ups on it, and I ended up being right. So he had to do 20 push-ups in the stadium. It was pretty funny. That's cool.
I went to a SummerSlam. I remember going one year to the SummerSlam. I forget what Triple H was making his comeback. When he jacked up and after his knee, he made his comeback. I forget like who was on the card, but eyes popped out in the crowd. I was like,
definitely. Like, there's no better experience than being there live.
No. And then when you go to a house show, you're like, okay, what's going to happen here? I thought this was live. It's just a house show, You don't know what's going on, but you get the matches, and my God, I'll tell you what, some of the matches that you see, you get thrown a mix sometimes, You don't know who you're going to see. I remember going to the Garden. For like one card, and I saw John Cena and Chris Jericho in a steel cage match. Like just.
Oh, nice. Yeah, those are always a good surprise to have.
Yeah. And then the other appearances too. Whoever else is in the building. Of course, growing up, were you into ECW in that era?
Not as much, man. Hats off to the ones who can do that. Like, you are a special kind of breed. Like, I'm a pretty boy, man. I don't know if I can beat up my face. Like, I'm not the smartest guy in the bunch, so that's all I got at this point. Once you take away my decent facial structure, I'm no longer useful.
Right. Well, plenty of people have been broken. That's the truth,
Yeah.
But... as you see my genre, I cover it all. So, from blood to indie wrestling, man, and, independent wrestling, that's where it's at. We know it, It's what we strive for. Like I was talking to, I just talked to Brian about the, what do you think, what are your thoughts on the AEW stuff?
Actually, that's pretty legit right now.
Yeah, it really is.
Like, the people they're signing, like, it definitely got potential to be up there.
Yeah. It's and if they were smart, they would book something for WrestleMania weekend.
Man, good old
competition,
man.
Competition.
it definitely ignites something.
Well, have you seen the internet? Like, there's tons of promotions coming to WrestleMania weekend down in Jersey. I mean, they got like a solidly stacked 11 shows, independent shows from all over.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, do I go to that? Do I save my money? Or do I just go to these independent shows that are doing shows before that, There's a lot more stuff going on before WrestleMania, of course,
Yeah.
And signings, and 80 signings and conventions, so I'm going to do some of that stuff. I like doing that kind of old school stuff once in a while. You got to throw that in there,
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
It's like you don't get the chance to see the Wild Samoans ever, in person,
Yeah.
or Bruce Pritchard as Brother Love and a podcaster, So
Yeah.
it's gonna be cool to meet him and actually get a little advice, You learn something as well. And
yeah, definitely.
And just recently I just won tickets on my local radio station, caller number 9. I won tickets to the Jake the Snake comedy tour.
Oh, hell yeah.
So that's right before WrestleMania weekend. So yeah, that's going to be interesting. As growing up with Jake the Snake and the Q&A too. So I'll throw a couple questions maybe too.
Oh, of course, got to.
Pick his mind. And who influenced you growing up? Who were your inspirations, or who influenced you growing up?
Well, when I first started, it was definitely Stone Cold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just the way he carried himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he didn't care. Love me or hate me, I'm still gonna do the same stuff I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I started getting a little bit older.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, just these littler guys that are out here doing flips and just awing the crowd, leading them in amazement. I'm like, oh, they're like Rey Mysterio, I'm bigger than him. Oh, okay, so I don't have to be this super big, 6'4" guy.
Yeah.
That I normally see.
Right. How tall are you?
I am 5'6".
I tower over you. 5'10". Thank you.
Oh, most people do tower over me. I think that's why kids like me so much, because they're close to my height already.
Yeah, and they could just jump over the rope.
Yep, pretty much.
Or hit the first rope. I don't know, second rope. Whenever they don't have a rope. Sometimes the ring breaks, you know that.
That's how it goes.
Yeah. What injuries what injuries have you ever had? Like serious or nothing serious or
in pro wrestling?
Yeah.
So far none, and thank the Lord for that, keeping me safe every time I step in there.
Yeah.
I'm blessed to not have been hurt. I get dinged up here and there, but it's nothing I have to sit out a little bit of ice.
Yeah.
Rest a couple days, some icy hot, and I'm good to go.
Yeah, the biggest thing is the concussions. That's a scary thing, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you see a lot of these guys, and it's scary, man. I've had a couple wrestler friends, and they've took dives out of the ring, man. We're out for quite a while. Shout out to him. It's his birthday today, Sean Phoenix.
Yup, definitely Sean the man.
Happy birthday, Sean. Yeah, there's one dude that made an impact, on his career, and took him out for a while,
Yeah, definitely. But Sean's a fighter, so I know in time he will be back.
Yeah, he will. If you were to have a dream match, who would it be against?
I'm thinking right now on the Indy circuit, I go with Matt Cross.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That was one of the guys I got to watch young when we didn't have cable, all like that, because my godfather used to buy me the
DVDs.
Video games at Blockbusters and stuff, and
yes,
I seen him on one of the games, and he's doing backflips.
Oh, that was that Combat Zone Wrestling game, wasn't it? Or the Juggalo Wrestling or something. It was like an old... Yeah.
Like the Juggalo Wrestling, yep.
No, actually it had Drake Younger on it. That's right. Or Sick Nick Mondo. I forget what name. That was an old school game. I remember kicking ass. The backyard wrestling game. That's it. That was it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was exactly who.
Yeah.
So that would be a dream match right now for me.
Mm-hmm. And who else would you have if you had to pick if you had to go against a tag team? How's that?
A tag team. Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Wow, man, there's a lot of good teams out there right now.
There really are. I know. Just think about it.
The tag team.
I'd say go against the Young Bucks. How's that?
That's not too bad. I mean, they like to do
a lot of super kicks. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my mom, she hits me pretty hard with a belt, so I think I can take a super kick here and there.
Yeah, there you go. Now, if I was a wrestling, if I had to pick an opponent, like if I'm not a wrestler, but if I had to pick, I'd say, maybe like Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels.
Ooh, it's not bad. That's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, growing up around here, I've seen them grow up, like at local indie promotions. It's amazing, man. Like, you just study these guys. It's like little small promotions grow big,
Oh, yeah, definitely. It just takes time.
Mm-hmm. And it's all on smartmarkvideo.com. You can find it there, or highspots.com too,
Yeah.
Or on YouTube, Times change, man. Times change for the wrestling now. It's all digitally. We get the digital feed now.
And it's such a great time to be in pro wrestling right now. With, like you said, how everything is just
evolving.
Out there, open for everybody.
Yeah, like MLW. I mean, we were just talking about Brian Pillman. Like the Heart Foundation. Like, come on, that's like MLW is taken it by storm. They've had it, in Philadelphia at the ECW Arena a couple times. And I miss it, I got to get down there and check that out. Because that's like, hot, Yeah. And he was saying, like, it comes to Cleveland and all over. And I'm like, that's pretty awesome,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Would that be one of the shows to check out if you had to? Just to go see what it's about?
Definitely, yeah. You're always going to get your money's worth.
Mm-hmm. What have you seen so far? Have you gone to any Have you gone to any other shows, like just normal, like IWA or any other, promotion, any kind of promotion, anything?
No, not much really. Like, I'm still young in the game, so like I'm still learning a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even 3 years removed from college, so like I'm still young in this. So I'm like still taking everything as I can.
Yeah.
Getting as much advice and doing whatever I can. So like I still got some learning to do. I still got places to try to get and see.
Yeah. Well, you know what? College is, they always say put your sports aside, right? It's like it's like our life. Put our work aside and family time aside,
Yeah.
And just, but then you get somewhere and look where you are, You're with how long have you, like you said, you wrestle with the Battle on the Border a lot, and that's pretty cool, That's a good promotion. They got something good there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, just to see how much they've grown.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you see my local friend, Robin Nelson of Wrestle PodCast, he does tons of interviews as well, and much more. And David Stockwell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is.
He's always everywhere. He goes to more shows than out west than I do. When I get a chance to travel, I travel to IWA Mid South, or I'll hit Chicago for a show or something. There's always something.
Yeah.
There's always that, and I'm gonna actually this summer probably take a trip to Kentucky Zone Wrestling.
Oh, nice.
Which, there's a whole bunch of other promotions, besides the local ones, tons out there. Too many that we're, blessed to have, we're blessed to have it, wrestling,
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm sure you notice on the East Coast we have so many wrestling promotions. New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, elsewhere, Connecticut,
Yeah.
all the way up to Massachusetts. It's like, it doesn't stop,
No, it just keeps on growing. That's all.
It does, and it grows out. It grows out to California. I mean, come on. There's Pro Wrestling Guerrilla was like the first company like to really launch good wrestling. You know, like really had a good promotion there.
Yeah,
and I'm sure they still do good shows. That's a bucket list of places. You know, bucket place to go, and Japan, of course. You know.
Mhm.
Everybody wants to check out Japan and see what the the New Jersey, the Japanese wrestling. And I would go for the deathmatch wrestling, of course. You know, I'm sure you see my pictures recently. I was just at a show and I saw the legend from BJW, Jun Kasai. That was an honor to see that guy wrestle. You know.
Yeah.
Got my figure signed by him. It was cool.
Nice.
You gotta be a fan, and I actually have a bottle. Also had a beer bottle signed by him. It's really cool.
Oh wow, that is pretty. Like that's legit for you to get that.
Well, that was given to me by John Zandig himself from CZW.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I helped him do some work. back in the day, let's almost say, not back in the day, but summertime. But
yeah.
All right, I guess that's it. I think we covered it. We're set.
Oh, sweet.
So, where could everybody catch you this weekend? And social media, and elsewhere. How's that?
On social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Cisco Silver, capital CISCO, space, capital SIL. Wait, yeah, Jesus, I almost spelled Silver wrong. Capital SILV3R. And then this weekend, I'll be at Battle on the Border, West Harrison, Ohio. I don't know what I want to do yet. It's going to probably be a game time decision when I get there. Maybe I'll enter the Battle Royal.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll show up in a different type of match. Maybe I'll do both. Who knows, man? It depends how I feel.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe climb a ladder.
I mean, if there's one in there, present the ladder. I'll climb it.
Yeah. I was going to say.
I've done a lot worse.
I was going to say, have you ever done a ladder match or a hardcore match? Just basic,
No, I have not, but
yeah.
You got to try some things here and there every once in a while.
Mm-hmm. You got to take your bumps. Got to take your bumps, as they say. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, the ladder may actually help me look a bit taller until I jump off of it. So I'll take it.
True. More height advantage. But I want to say thank you for being on, and I'll get back. We'll have another podcast real soon. How's that?
All right, cool. Thank you guys for having me.
You're welcome. Have a good night.
You too.
There's an upcoming superstar right there, fans. Independent wrestler. Check him out at Battle on the Border. He's got a lot coming up. He's just he wants his name in the spotlight. How's that? Time to shine. Climb that ladder. Climb the ladder to win the title, or just be on top of the game. His name is Cisco Silver. Thank you again for being on tonight. And check him out. Maybe he'll be in attendance at the Battle on the Border presents Battle on the Border 10 Nights of Champions this Saturday night, February 23rd. Thank you for listening, everyone, and have a great night. And tune in again.
Hey, wrestling fans, I want to mention Collar and Elbow. Collar and Elbow was founded on traditional values of professional wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product intended to connect with people on an emotional level, a symbiotic relationship where one cannot flourish without the other. We strive to create a product that embodies our passion for professional wrestling expressed through street fashion. Visit collarandelbowbrand.com and use the promo code DeathmatchRussellPodcast and save 10% off when you make a purchase. Collar and Elbow, where wrestling passion meets street fashion. You can find more Deathmatch Russell podcasts on the following social media. DeathmatchRussell.com. Follow on Twitter at DavidNJ32. And on Facebook, facebook.com/DJDaveNJ32. Find me on Podcast City Network at podcastcity.net, facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit the like button and share. And on Twitter at PodcastCityNet. You can hear Deathmatch Russell Podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes.